Welcome everyone to our podcast. Today we're diving into a fascinating discussion on Iran from a Chinese perspective, as presented by a renowned commentator.
I'm excited about this. So, we're talking about a perspective that challenges the typical Western narrative, right?
Exactly. Our focus here is on Karl Jha, a Sichuan-born commentator who has seen China evolve from post-Mao poverty to the modern powerhouse it is, and he brings his personal lived experience into these discussions.
Yep. It's interesting to think how his personal journey from China to the US and then to Bali shapes his views.
Absolutely. It's like his background allows him to see the world in layers. He grew up around the time of China's transformative years and later immersed himself in diverse cultures, which gives his commentary on geopolitics a rich, nuanced flavor.
Uh huh. And in this particular piece, he's dissecting the Iran war from that distinctive Chinese lens, right?
Yes, exactly. He challenges standard narratives by comparing how China, with its long history and strategic posture, views conflicts like the one in Iran. It's a perspective that's both historical and contemporary.
Right. I find it really intriguing how he draws parallels between ancient Chinese strategies and modern geopolitical moves. Can you explain that a bit more?
Sure, it's like he references historical lessons from ancient dynasties, that wisdom passed down through centuries to inform modern policies.
Yep.
He suggests that China's approach isn't driven by the same motives that often dominate Western discourse. Rather, it's strategic, calculated, and steeped in historical context.
And I noticed he also connects his commentary to his popular Silk and Steel podcast, which digs into similar topics, right?
Exactly. His Silk and Steel podcast is a platform where he often explores the contrasting narratives, like challenging the usual US centric views on global
Yeah.
conflicts. His commentary invites the listener to reconsider what we often take for granted.
So, does he advocate for viewing current international events through this multifaceted lens, or is it more an analysis of past events?
He's actually doing both, really. He emphasizes that the lessons from China's rich historical tapestry are still very relevant today, especially when you look at controversies like the Iran war.
Right.
It's a mix of deep historical introspection and modern strategic analysis.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, isn't it interesting how someone with such a diverse background can challenge deeply ingrained narratives?
Yes, absolutely. And what's really compelling is how he uses his personal experiences, growing up during the aftermath of Mao's era and then experiencing the pulse of American culture to provide a rich, balanced view of global politics.
I have to ask though, some might argue that his perspective, being so rooted in a Chinese historical narrative, could be seen as a bit biased. Don't you think that's a fair critique?
That's a solid point. While he does offer a well informed view, there is room to debate whether bias creeps in when your analysis is heavily influenced by national history and personal experience.
Yeah.
But I think he welcomes that debate, inviting listeners to question the dominant narratives rather than simply accepting them at face value.
Right, it almost feels like he's saying, look beyond the surface, which is refreshing.
Precisely. It's like a call to broaden our understanding, to consider that global conflicts like the Iran war can and should be seen through multiple lenses. And his commentary is a great example of that.
Also, I noticed he touches on modern digital channels and social media, especially his strong presence on platforms like X and YouTube. How important do you think that is in shaping these conversations?
Oh, it's huge. With over 100,000 followers on X and a robust YouTube channel, his insights reach beyond academic circles. They shape public opinion and, frankly, reframe debates in a way that traditional media sometimes doesn't.
Right.
It's about democratizing the conversation by giving voice to alternative perspectives.
That's true. And his method of challenging Western centric views with first hand, often personal perspectives adds a unique authenticity to his analysis.
Exactly, it's authenticity mixed with a deep understanding of both Eastern and Western narratives. It's like you get this duplex view, seeing the world from two sides that are rarely given equal weight in mainstream discussions.
Yeah. And the way he integrates historical anecdotes, like his family's experiences during the Japanese occupation and the Cultural Revolution, really paints a fuller picture of the background influencing his views.
That's right. It's like when you hear him discuss these events, you're not just getting facts, You're getting the emotional and cultural imprint of those events on modern politics.
Yep. And this layered approach really adds depth to his take on the Iran war, allowing listeners to see beyond what you might read in a headline.
Absolutely. It forces you to pause and question the more one dimensional portrayals of global conflicts. It's like he builds a bridge, linking past and present, tradition and modernity, so you can appreciate the complexity
Right.
of international relations.
I really appreciate how he uses his platform to stir up necessary discussions. It's like wrestling with the uncomfortable parts of history instead of sweeping them under the rug.
Exactly. And he's not afraid to tackle controversial issues like US China relations and the dynamics in regions such as Xinjiang, which are hot topics these days.
But do you think that by emphasizing his cultural heritage and historical perspective, he risks oversimplifying the more modern, complex realities of global politics?
Well, that's a good question. I think he strikes a balance by acknowledging that while history provides context, it doesn't predetermine outcomes. He challenges his audience to see that history is a guide rather than a blueprint, even though some might argue that it leans too heavily on the past.
Uh huh. That makes sense. It's a delicate line, maintaining respect for historical context while engaging with present complexities.
Absolutely. And this dynamic is what makes his work so captivating. It's like blending scholarly depth with accessible on the ground reporting. The result is a narrative that speaks to both academic enthusiasts and the general public.
And let's not forget his role in hosting salsa dancing events in Bali. It's humorous how such a political commentator has such a diverse, colorful life outside of his news commentary.
Laughs. Right, that just adds another layer to his persona. It shows that even when you're deeply engaged in global affairs, there's always room for art and culture, which further humanizes these intense discussions.
Absolutely. Overall, the way he approaches the Iran war through that Chinese perspective opens up a broader conversation about cultural influence, media narratives, and the intersections of history and modern affairs.
Precisely. It encourages us to re examine our preconceptions and to listen to voices that provide a rich alternative tapestry of thought.
It's definitely a conversation that makes you think and question the dominant narratives.
For sure. And as always, engaging with such content reminds us that the world is far more complex than what meets the eye. And it's up to us to seek out all these diverse perspectives to really understand it.
Right. Well put. This discussion really opens up new ways of understanding critical global issues from a fresh angle.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Let's keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep embracing these diverse narratives.
Yep.